Hey guys, Rob Murphy from Holistic Healing Choices here. Now today we're having a look at presupposition number 5, which is having choice is better than not having choice. So having choices means being able to choose how you live your life. Choose a map for yourself that will provide the greatest number of choices. Always try to increase the choices to ensure greater flexibility of thought and behaviour, and to act appropriately in any given situation. So basically, how are you going to react in all situations? How is your map of the world, your model of the world, going to allow you to react, in the face of something happening? Or even at a party, for instance. Or while driving on the road, being left alone to your own devices. Now, a person with more choices will have more influence and is more likely to achieve what they aim for. Now, this neurolinguistic programming presupposition phrases it as thus: one option amounts to no options. Two options may present a dilemma. Three or more options give you a lot of control to achieve your goals. Now, NLP is concerned with widening choices. So that is being able to give you more choice in how to handle or react to a situation. Now, we could do precisely that by using our imagination. Our mind conjures up ideas at any time, wherever we are, in a never-ending stream. If we could just think creatively, or in an unconventional way, ingenious ideas would arise. More ideas results in more choice, and more choices enables us to deal more effectively with our emotional and our mental states. Our constant reactions to external events gives rise to manifold feelings, particularly negative ones, which include anger, disappointment and envy, fear, sadness, hurt, guilt. Now, given the choices we have, we could alter our states however we prefer. This in turn can influence our decision and behaviour of other people as well. But once again, limited choices leads to limited ways we can employ to change the state we are in. And also, alternatives come with having choices. So it gives you an option. If this doesn't so work out, let's do this. However, if you go into a boutique with only one aim to buy one handbag of one decided colour and size, and of one particular brand, you're restricting your mind to just that one choice. Now, the implication here is that you might end up empty-handed. They might just not have that bag. The outcome would be very different if you have several choices, if you have several options, if you allow yourself more choice. Likewise, you restrict yourself access to new ideals and ideas, or even suggestions and opportunities when you're rigid about a particular ideology. And that also includes faiths or beliefs. If you believe something to be true, nothing else can exist outside of that, until that belief is shaken up a little bit. But even still, even with so much knowledge and evidence out there around you, you may still believe that the earth is flat. You are likely to deny yourself a better alternative, or at the least a better understanding of the alternative. So having choices can determine how successful we are in our interaction with other people. So whether that's in a workplace or a relationship, more choice gives rise to more flexibility, outcomes and responses. So it is certainly true that having a choice is better than not having a choice. So think about the times where you've been a little bit biased, a little bit irrational in your thought process, rigid, unflexible, unmoving in that. I'm sure there have been times, especially when we're growing up, because we believe the world to be something that maybe it's not, but at that time we believe it is. Like when we're very young, we want so much for Santa, the Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy to be real. And if you're under the age of 10, they are real. Very much so. I'm not saying they're not. As we get older and that magic starts to fade away, we're given more choice there into what to believe. Now we could go across all the malls exposing all of these people in these costumes. And that is a choice. That is a choice that we have. But that again is forcing that belief now that we know that our belief has changed. Another way to think of this is think of mixed martial arts. This is my favourite way to describe it, in that boxing uses your hands and movement and everything else as well that comes with boxing. Kickboxing uses, especially if you're doing Muay Thai, hands, elbows, knees, feet, well legs, and adds a whole nother dynamic in it too with, if you're clinching, a little bit of a stand-up wrestle. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is just more or less ground fighting. You can start standing up, but combining all of those gives you more choice. If I can't beat my opponent with my hands, maybe I'll keep it at a distance with my legs. If that still doesn't work, maybe I've got to take him down. It gives you that choice. How are you going to develop your skill set to handle any situation or opponent that's thrown in front of you in that way? So in this case, certainly having choice is better than not having choice. Because if we're just shaping up into our boxing stance and we're just left with our hands and they're better at their hands than we are, then we don't have much of a choice in what to be able to do with that opponent. So in this case, very much so, you want that greater flexibility. You want more ways to be able to tackle this opponent, this problem, and to achieve your aim. But anyway guys, that is presupposition number 5. Having choice is better than not having choice. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings on this? Do you get stuck in paralysis analysis, where there are too many choices, so what the hell do I do? I'm just going to sit here. Or are you the type of person who hates having one choice and only one choice? You feel boxed in, because really if there's only one choice, then there's not really much of a choice. You have to do that thing. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings on this one? I quite enjoy flexible out of the box thinking. It helps me in clinic, so more options. So even with massage, you've got this pain, I can't actually physically touch that without you hurting, so I'm going to jam a cup on there, let that settle, let that do its work, and then maybe I can come back to it. If I didn't have those cups, I wouldn't have that choice. I just have to work around, and not be able to touch that area is a great detriment to what I'm going to be able to provide as a practitioner. So there I'm open to all these choices, or a bit of stretching, or whatever else I've learned. But anyway guys, that's all I have to say on this one before I start rambling on with other examples. I'm Rob Murphy from Holistic Healing Choices, and I'll see you in the next video.